What's up, y'all? Looking forward to being undisputed in September. Let's get it. It's work time.
Terence Crawford is brimming with confidence ahead of his upcoming fight against Canelo Álvarez this September. He boldly claimed that the Mexican-born champion is nowhere near his level and even predicted a knockout victory. Fans are split. Some back Crawford's confidence, while others believe he might be underestimating Canelo. Even Eddie Hearn, the fight's promoter, seems to have faith in Crawford. He remarked, "I feel like this undisputed fight with Crawford is really exciting. Crawford is already undisputed at 140 and 147 pounds, and he could become the first ever three-division undisputed champion." Hearn's comments suggest that he sees a real chance for Crawford to make history. Canelo supporters, however, are furious. They consider Hearn's remarks disrespectful to their champion's legacy. On the other hand, reporters covering Crawford are energized, interpreting Hearn's support as a sign of Crawford's dominance. They emphasize that Crawford could become the first boxer in history to be undisputed in 3 different weight classes, a feat that would elevate this bout beyond just a title fight. Tensions are mounting, and the anticipation is growing. Legendary boxer Roy Jones Jr. also weighed in, stating that Crawford has a legitimate shot at knocking out Canelo. His remarks have only fueled the fire, leaving fans debating whether he's underestimating Canelo or simply acknowledging Crawford's brilliance. Andre Ward's prediction has triggered strong reactions across the boxing world. Some fans have applauded his confidence in Terence Crawford, while others accuse him of dismissing Canelo Álvarez's dominance at 168 pounds. Critics argue that Ward's belief in Crawford is biased, especially since no welterweight has successfully challenged someone of Canelo's caliber at super middleweight. However, Crawford supporters view Ward's comments as a powerful endorsement. They believe it proves that Crawford has what it takes to make history. With legacy, pride, and history on the line, the stakes are higher than ever. The fact that respected experts are so divided has elevated this fight beyond a typical championship bout. It's now a battle for greatness. As the showdown approaches, Terence Crawford has ramped up his preparation. In a surprising move, he has joined Shakur Stevenson's training camp. This unexpected decision has raised eyebrows in the boxing community, with many calling it a strategic masterstroke. Stevenson, known for his technical brilliance, is seen as an ideal sparring partner to help Crawford prepare for the unique challenges Canelo presents.
Crawford, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I've not been against Terence Crawford with nobody else. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Roy Jones Jr.'s comments have intensified the ongoing debate. Many see them as a bold prediction of Canelo's downfall. Crawford supporters are energized by the belief that their fighter could accomplish the unthinkable, while Canelo's fans are outraged, calling Jones's remarks an insult to their champion's legacy. The war of words shows no signs of slowing down. With both camps standing firm, this fight is shaping up to be one of the most polarizing in boxing history. Adding more drama to the mix, former boxing champion Andre Ward has also made his position clear, his backing Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Álvarez. Given Ward's reputation as one of the sharpest minds in boxing, his endorsement has sent shockwaves through the sport. Many see it as a strong vote of confidence in Crawford's skills and mental toughness, despite the daunting challenge of moving up in weight.
Fight for boxing, I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it go either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo.
Crawford's decision to train with Stevenson has sparked heated debate. Supporters see it as a testament to his unmatched dedication, while critics argue that no amount of sparring can prepare him for Canelo Álvarez's power and experience. Some even interpret the move as a sign of doubt, suggesting Crawford feels the need to go beyond his typical routine just to stay competitive. On the flip side, many see Stevenson's involvement as a potential secret weapon. His presence could provide Crawford with an edge in both strategy and defense, areas where Canelo may face unexpected difficulties. Meanwhile, Crawford has doubled down on his confidence, leaving no room for doubt about his mindset. His bold statements are dominating pre-fight discussions. "I'm going to win. I'm going to win, man. I do everything, man. There ain't nothing that I can't do," Crawford declared. These words have sent ripples through the boxing world. Fans praise his unshakable belief, pointing to his flawless record as proof. Skeptics, however, caution that such boldness could backfire against someone as experienced and powerful as Canelo. Many are now asking, will Crawford's versatility hold up against Canelo's relentless pressure and physicality? One thing is certain, Crawford isn't just aiming to win, he's aiming to dominate. Adding to the buzz, current super middleweight star Caleb Plant has also chimed in. He admitted that Crawford has a real chance to beat Canelo. His detailed analysis of Crawford's power, adaptability, and technical prowess has caught the attention of fans, especially since it comes from someone who knows what it takes to compete at 168 pounds.
I give him a chance. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, closer range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So
Caleb Plant's remarks have added even more fuel to an already blazing conversation. His honest, well-informed take has been welcomed by many, particularly Crawford supporters, who view it as further validation that their fighter can shock the world. On the other hand, Canelo's fans believe Plant is overhyping Crawford and underestimating their champion's dominance in his natural weight class. The idea that Crawford could move up and beat one of the sport's most decorated champions continues to divide opinions. Joining the debate, former champion Amir Khan, who has faced Crawford, brought a unique perspective. He emphasized Crawford's size and physicality, stating, "Size, bro, remember, Crawford is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy. When it comes down to it, yeah. I think Crawford, in my opinion, has got what it takes." Khan's comments have sparked further discussion. Some agree that Crawford's physicality could make him a real threat at 168 pounds, while others argue that his big guy image only applies to the welterweight division. They question whether his frame can withstand the power of a seasoned super middleweight like Canelo. Still, Crawford supporters embrace Khan's endorsement as evidence that their fighter is not only technically gifted but also physically ready. They believe his size, paired with his adaptability, could pose serious problems for Canelo, and potentially lead to a major upset. Adding more intrigue, former Canelo opponent Daniel Jacobs has shared a surprising take. Having faced Canelo himself, Jacobs believes that Crawford possesses both the power and skill to defeat the Mexican superstar. His perspective has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, adding even more intensity to the pre-fight narrative.
It's an all win-win situation for him, for Crawford, if you think about it, but I've just, in all the years I've been in the sport, it's just very difficult to fathom the idea that a welterweight moving up to 168 pounds and against a good fighter in Canelo, I just don't see it. I haven't seen it in the past, and I don't see it now. So I cannot go against Canelo in this one because of the weight difference. And we have weight classes for a reason. So, but I do respect and admire what Terence Crawford is doing. He's daring to be great. And
Daniel Jacobs' recent comments have reignited the heated debate between fans of both fighters. Crawford supporters view Jacobs' endorsement as yet another credible voice acknowledging their champion's elite skills, especially significant coming from someone who has shared the ring with Canelo Álvarez. To them, Jacobs' insight is invaluable. However, Canelo's fans are quick to dismiss Jacobs' remarks, arguing that his loss to Canelo may have influenced his opinion. They maintain that, regardless of Crawford's talent, he has never faced an opponent of Canelo's caliber at 168 pounds. This latest endorsement has only deepened the already polarizing atmosphere surrounding the fight. Some interpret Jacobs' words as solid validation that Crawford could pull off a historic upset. Others write it off as mere hype meant to generate buzz. Regardless, Jacobs' perspective has added another layer of excitement to what is already shaping up to be one of the most significant and unpredictable fights in recent boxing history. Jacobs went further in his analysis, highlighting a key question in the matchup: whether Crawford can withstand Canelo's signature pressure and power. While acknowledging Crawford's clear technical advantage, Jacobs expressed doubt about whether Crawford has ever encountered the type of relentless assault Canelo brings. He's never been punched by a fighter like Canelo. He's never had to deal with pressure like Canelo's, Jacobs said. These comments have sparked a new wave of discussion. Many agree that Canelo's physicality and experience in higher weight classes give him a distinct edge. Yet, Crawford's backers argue that his defensive brilliance and adaptability in the ring will enable him to neutralize Canelo's aggression. The central question now becomes, can Crawford handle Canelo's pressure? It's a question fueling debates across the boxing world, with fans eagerly awaiting answers when the two finally meet in the ring. Jacobs didn't stop there. He explored what he believes could be the deciding factor in the fight: Crawford's ability to absorb Canelo's power. My heart is with Terence Crawford, but the only deciding factor that I feel may change things is whether he can take the punch. He has the skill over Canelo, but can he take that wrath? Can he take that 168 to 175 power? He said. That remark sparked even more controversy. Critics argue that stepping up to face someone with Canelo's punching power is a huge risk, one that could end badly for Crawford. Supporters, however, interpret Jacobs' comments as further proof of Crawford's greatness. They see it not only as an acknowledgement of his superior skill, but also a testament to his mental strength and physical toughness. Whether Crawford can endure the physical toll of facing a powerhouse like Canelo remains one of boxing's biggest unanswered questions, and Jacobs' honest breakdown has only added more intrigue to this epic showdown. Adding another twist, boxing legend Oscar de la Hoya has voiced his doubts about Crawford's chances. He called the idea of a welterweight stepping up to challenge a dominant super middleweight like Canelo almost impossible to imagine. His skepticism has cut through much of the surrounding hype, prompting many to reconsider whether Crawford's ambition is a bold act of greatness or a risky leap too far.
Canelo, but like I said, as we get closer and start to see, start to break down how these guys are going to match up, I have a hard time even picturing them in the ring together based on the size and just the fact that this fight's happening. But we got tons of time before that happens. But it's going to be an interesting break.
Oscar de la Hoya's recent remarks have reignited the heated conversation surrounding the highly anticipated Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford showdown. Some fans agree with de la Hoya, believing that Crawford may have taken on more than he can handle. Critics argue that the jump in weight is simply too drastic and could expose vulnerabilities in Crawford's game, especially against a natural super middleweight like Canelo. Still, Crawford supporters remain unfazed. They continue to highlight his unmatched skill, adaptability, and proven history of exceeding expectations. As the fight draws closer, the divide between both camps has never been wider, and one pressing question dominates the debate. Is this a bold, historic leap, or a reckless gamble? No matter where fans stand, one thing is clear: the stakes couldn't be higher, and the boxing world is collectively holding its breath. But the doubts don't end with de la Hoya. Former world champion Chris Algieri has also weighed in, offering a more analytical point of view. Known for his thoughtful breakdowns and deep understanding of the sport, Algieri pointed to the enormous challenge of imagining Crawford and Canelo sharing the same ring. He emphasized that the size difference alone makes the task incredibly daunting for Crawford. Rather than dismissing Crawford outright, Algieri presents the fight as a complex, high-risk endeavor, one that could potentially redefine the limits of what's possible in boxing.
One of my favorites, Terence Crawford. First I know Crawford since the amateurs. I've known him since we were like 15, 16, 17 years old. So we have a history together. So my heart is with him naturally. But what does it take for him to actually win, right? Because there's a few factors. There's weight, there's power, there's skill. I believe that Terence Crawford has the skills to be
Chris Algieri's remarks have added another wave of skepticism to the ongoing conversation. Many fans agree that the size disparity between the two fighters makes this bout feel almost surreal. Critics insist that regardless of Crawford's skill, Canelo's size, strength, and experience at 168 pounds will be too much to overcome. Yet, Crawford supporters are unfazed. To them, this is shaping up to be the ultimate underdog story, the kind of challenge that defines boxing greatness. They believe that with the right strategy, precision, and footwork, Crawford's skill set can outmaneuver size and powerless if the debate wasn't intense enough. Renowned boxing trainer Joel Diaz has entered the fray with a bold and controversial stance. Known for his blunt honesty, Diaz didn't mince words. He outright declared that Crawford simply doesn't stand a chance in this fight. His comment immediately ignited fierce reactions across the boxing community. Crawford's fans view it as yet another example of the relentless doubt their fighter has always faced and consistently overcome. Critics, however, believe Diaz is voicing a harsh truth that many are reluctant to acknowledge. With each new opinion from respected voices in the boxing world, the tension and excitement continue to mount. What was once seen as a bold challenge is now one of the most emotionally charged and widely debated matchups in recent boxing history.
Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Álvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Álvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think
Joel Diaz's blunt remarks have reignited fierce debate across the boxing world. Critics of Terence Crawford seized on Diaz's statement, viewing it as confirmation that Canelo Álvarez's size, power, and experience will be too much for the welterweight star to handle. Crawford supporters, however, quickly dismissed Diaz's comments as overly negative. They argue that he is underestimating Crawford's elite skills, mental toughness, and consistent history of overcoming the odds. Still, Diaz's perspective serves as a stark reminder of the monumental challenge ahead. Moving up in weight to face one of the sport's most dominant champions, particularly one who has long thrived in heavier divisions, places massive pressure on Crawford. The size and physicality gap is real, and Crawford will need near perfection to silence his critics as Diaz's comments make the rounds. The fight's anticipation only continues to grow. It's no longer just a clash of styles, it's a battle of will, resilience, and legacy. Adding more fuel to the fire, former world champion Amir Khan also shared his thoughts, this time with glowing praise for Canelo Álvarez. Having faced Canelo himself, Khan spoke of the Mexican superstar's evolution and dominance. Canelo was a beast, man. Canelo was a beast, and he's still a beast. Canelo's become a better fighter. He started fighting better, you know? He's looking really good, Khan said. His words paint a powerful picture of Canelo's development, not just as a heavy-handed puncher but as a seasoned tactician. Coming from someone who has experienced that power firsthand, Khan's praise adds serious weight to the growing belief that Crawford is stepping into dangerous, uncharted waters. Crawford's backers, however, remain confident. They insist that his ring IQ, versatility, and speed can overcome even the most daunting challenges. Yet Khan's remarks strengthen the argument that Canelo's power, experience, and technical growth may be too much to overcome. As the showdown approaches, the narrative becomes even more polarized. Canelo's steady climb toward near perfection casts a long shadow over Crawford's daring ambitions. Bringing a fresh perspective, rising star Abdullah Mason offered a more balanced view. He acknowledged the enormous challenge ahead for Crawford but also highlighted the unique qualities that make him a true contender. Mason's insight added a layer of unpredictability, a reminder that in boxing, everything can change with a single punch.
They got the skills, but what boxing comes down to, who the best fighter that night, who got the best game plan. But Crawford, he got the skills to make it happen, and Canelo, he also has the skills and experience. So, I'm just waiting for it to happen, and I'm gonna be.
Abdullah Mason's words bring a measured sense of optimism. He respects the immense experience and dominance Canelo Álvarez brings to the ring, but he also recognizes what makes Terence Crawford a legitimate threat. To Mason's balance take gets to the heart of what makes this matchup so compelling. It's not just about talent or track records. It's about contrasting styles, strategic execution, and the pressure of performing when it counts most. For many, Mason's perspective is a timely reminder. Fights aren't decided on paper, they're won inside the ring. While Canelo's fans continue to highlight his unmatched resume, physical strength, and dominance at 168 pounds, Crawford supporters are energized by Mason's recognition of their fighter's technical brilliance. For them, Crawford represents the kind of underdog story that has always defined boxing's greatest moments. With both sides fueled by conviction and passion, this fight is shaping up to be more than just a championship bout. It's a test of everything: courage, strategy, legacy, and belief. This is no ordinary fight. This is one of the most discussed, debated, and anticipated matchups in modern boxing history. On one side is Terence "Bud" Crawford, a pound-for-pound legend known for his razor-sharp IQ, adaptability, and fearless ambition. On the other is Canelo Álvarez, a living icon with devastating power, elite experience, and the kind of size advantage many believe Crawford simply can't overcome. But this isn't just a clash of champions, it's a collision of ideologies. Precision versus power. Skill versus size. Risk versus reward. Crawford's daring decision to step up in weight has earned him both praise and doubt. Some believe his footwork, timing, and strategy can neutralize Canelo's brute force. Others warn that he's biting off more than he can chew. As the conversation rages on, one thing is certain: the outcome of this fight will leave a lasting mark on boxing history. So now the question is, can Crawford rise to the moment and carve his name into the list of all-time greats? Or will Canelo prove, once again, that size, power, and mastery at the highest level are simply too much to overcome?